What's up, everybody? Ben Rasa and Loughran here for Odd Chopper, and we are back talking all things NBA, but there's no game. So what does that mean? We're going to the futures market. No better time to maybe lock in a small position on a team we think that's poised to make a big run late in the year. We've got a good starting point here. We've seen a lot of the season, Loughran, and now's a pretty good time to say, okay, before these teams consolidate their playoff position, let me potentially take that position and hope that one of them can make a deep run.
Yeah, there's no denying it's tough at times to find some long shots here at this part of the season. I think I found one that makes some sense, and we all know, right? Like tying money up throughout the year, you're generally, unless you just have insane conviction, which is possible, not looking to get like a 2-to-1 bet. But unless it's something you feel great about, and in that case, fine. But yeah, it's not always going to be the case. So I think I found something that makes things spices it up a little bit.
Spices it up. That's what we're looking for. If you are hopping in to this new spicy channel, welcome aboard. We've got a ton of content: college basketball, NBA, NHL, March Madness is here. Hit that like button if you want to support us. And if you want to be part of the community, just press subscribe. We are growing quickly. It's very exciting. We've got a ton of content helping you pick some winners. All right, I'm going to get things started. I am pandering to you here. The Philadelphia 76ers to win the East plus 380. I think of all the teams, they're the most unknown. I think at times we may look back and say, yeah, this was pretty clearly that this trade has catapulted them to the top of this. I think we also may look back and say they still weren't that close, but I'm willing to look at that around 4-1 here. You know, you've got, of course, Milwaukee. A lot of people really like Miami, and I respect that. And then there's Brooklyn, who's on the other side of this. To me, though, the Sixers, I think their ceiling, if all these teams play the best, could be the highest. Of course, they have what could be the MVP. You're adding in Harden. I think long-term it may not work, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about this year. You know this team better than anyone. What do you think about their chances if this gels correctly?
I think if it gels correctly, you're in business. Now, I'm really interested to see how you can use Embiid in the pick and roll, because James Harden has been excellent at getting like really rim runner type guys involved in the pick and roll over the years. You know, Clint Capella being the best example of that, right?
Yep.
Joel Embiid has such a diverse skill set and deep arsenal where he can just produce from anywhere. And now he's shooting threes at like a 38% clip, which for him makes it like you actually have to guard Joel Embiid now when he's attempting threes. But can they get the pick and roll as something that is used more frequently? You haven't had that, right? You don't have any great ball handlers on this team that can operate as a distributor, but also a scorer in the pick and roll. Ben Simmons could never do that, right? That's why they ran the pick and roll at the lowest clip in the league, because what do you do? Ben Simmons is no threat whatsoever to just pull up and shoot. So I'm really curious to see how it works out. Everyone talks about, I don't think these guys can gel and this and that. I don't know if also people don't understand. You can stagger minutes, particularly in the regular season, right? They're going to play a lot of minutes together in the postseason, but they're two really good players. I think Tobias Harris takes, a clear backseat role as your third guy, stagger him throughout the regular season. And they're two unique types of players that I don't, maybe I'm just, wearing rose-colored glasses, but I don't think they're going to have that much trouble coexisting in Philadelphia at all. I think this, like you said, big unknown for sure. But if it works, if it clicks, it's going to be really, really difficult to stop them.
And if we see it click in the regular season, this number's gone. Like if they get on a run here, like this is the time. Whether you're right or wrong, I think this is the time to take a position if you want to. You mentioned that maybe you're going a little longer on the board. Where are you looking for your NBA future here?
All right, let's do it. Now, a lot of things can change, right? And while I love this setup for Joel Embiid and James Harden, and I still think that Embiid could be is on track to win the MVP because of the impact he's made, it's very close between him and Nikola Jokic. You can throw Giannis Antetokounmpo in there as well. All of those, okay? So I'm not going to MVP. But I do think if Embiid takes a bit of a hit in terms of usage, and even if they stagger minutes in the regular season, he's definitely going to take a usage hit. You want that. You don't want him operating with 40% usage. What I do think we could see is some of these odds really shift in terms of the highest score for the season. Now, or I'm sorry, points per game leader. It's really the only one I see listed right now in terms of stats. You've got Giannis at plus 190, Joel Embiid 2-1, LeBron plus 240, Doncic is plus 1,000. Then you got DeMar DeRozan down there at plus 1,200. Okay, over the last month of the season, he's been on a torrid pace, and I know you've been without Zach LaVine in some of these games, but DeRozan has been absolutely lethal, especially even as a mid-range guy. You don't see many of these out there. He can get to the rim still. He can get to the free throw line. He's shooting at an elite clip this year, and you've got him at 12-1, Ben. So if let's just say Joel Embiid takes a hit there, and I think he will. DeRozan 30, almost 34 points per game over the last month. Even if LaVine comes back, I think that's a bit of a dark horse there because I don't want to take Embiid at 2-1, Giannis at basically 2-1. Give me the dark horse, 12-1 for DeRozan. If he keeps playing this way, I don't think it's crazy to think that he could be the points leader at the end of the season.
No, listen, I had some interest in DeRozan to maybe be the All-Star Game MVP just because of where he was. Now, ultimately, Steph and many other things overshadowed him, but there's no doubt that he is playing at an MVP level, and with that comes the ability to possibly lead the league in points and whatnot. So I have no problem looking at that's a type of bet, not to just piggyback, where I think you're more able to take a shot. We were talking a little before the show, like, yeah, you could find some teams maybe that could make a run, but realistically, especially in the NBA, it's hard to find a team to win the East that is, the 8 seed. It's probably not going to, it's so hard to beat teams 4 out of 7 when you're not the better team over and over like that.
Yeah. And look, I don't think you're going to see Devin Booker get there. Because even the Chris Paul out, if we had we want to talk about assists, Devin Booker is going to see a big increase in facilitating, and you should see his assist totals come up considerably. But once you start getting down to these other guys where you're trying to make up like a 4-point per game average over the rest of the season, unless you've got something crazy that happened, right? Like, let's just say, unless Kyrie Irving, or think of a player that loses another top stud alongside of him and now he has to do everything. Unless you're getting something drastic like that, I don't really think you can get down into these crazy long odds. But I don't think it's nuts to look at some of these guys that are like a point or two out and assume that they could get there if they continue at their pace.
Fair enough. All right, I got one more for us before we bounce out of here. And again, stay tuned for even more NBA content once the season picks back up. I'm going, and I don't bet these a lot, but honestly, I don't really get this one. I'm going to the divisions to win the division, the Northwest division, which is the Utah Jazz leading. I'm going to take the Denver Nuggets at plus 650 to win that division. And I look at it, they're 3 games out of Utah. And the thing that I like, first of all, they've been playing pretty good heading into the All-Star break. But they played 26 home games, 32 road games, and they have a notorious advantage at home in the altitude. Denver should have the ability to get on a run there. And I look at the Jazz, they've played 31 home games, 27 on the road. They had a couple, injuries and whatnot. I still think they're the best team, but this is simply a numbers bet, as most are. Over 6-1, only 3 games out with more home games in hand. I think that Utah more than likely does win this division, but did they win it at the clip that you would need to justify, where they would be to win this division, considering where the Nuggets are at plus 650? I'm going to say no. The Jazz are minus 1,100 to win this division. I don't even think it's close that is a poor number right there. So to me, I'm just going to take a small unit allocation on the Nuggets, hope that they can maintain this pace. They've won 3 straight. If they come out hot, they might only be a game back with plenty to go and plenty of home games to go. So long shot, Nuggets win the Northwest.
And if that's the case, Jokic is probably your MVP as well.
And that could happen. Yeah. I mean,
sure.
He's playing
it's
at
just
that level.
Like we talked about, though, with the MVP, you're looking at, the odds here to to sit on that for as long as you would. Like, what is he? What did I say? It was plus 290 or something?
I'd rather take, like I said, not that it's 1-to-1 correlation, but if Jokic just goes nuts and he wins the MVP, there's a pretty damn good shot that the Nuggets are in this divisional hunt at plus 650.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. Take those odds. I like it, though. It's a shame that they've dealt with so many injuries. You know, you've had no Jamal Murray, who sidelined till I don't know. I don't think he's going to come back. So the news here, he's expected to receive physical clearance to return to game action before the end of the regular season. But who knows if that's like a week or two, you know, and you just lost so many significant players like Michael Porter Jr. So if they were to win it, there's no doubt that it's on Jokic's shoulders and really nobody else.
There you have it. We got the Sixers possibly coming out of the East at basically 4-1. DeMar DeRozan gets on a scoring streak, leads the NBA points per game, and the Denver Nuggets to possibly win the Northwest 6.5-1 for me, for Lofty, for everyone at OddsShopper. Stay tuned, as I've been saying, for even more content. Hit us in the comments. What NBA futures are you looking to get down? Good luck. Enjoy the return of NBA, and we'll talk to you guys soon.